So if we look at your current swing, it's fairly peaceful backswing. That means that you just bring your arms up here, and then try to hit it with your arms.
Okay.
But what we'll do today is engage your body more even during the backswing.
Okay.
So basically, I will try to speed up your backswing.
Really? Okay.
And then, so that you can use your lower body a bit more. And then overall, the backswing and downswing will be well connected.
Okay.
So currently, in the backswing, just slow and you go up and then try to hit the ball with your upper body.
Okay.
But still, you're a good player, so you're hitting the ball well. But so we need to reprogram the movement pattern. Let's see. Yeah, in terms of the swing plane, I don't think you will have any problem. So we'll just work on the flow, and then making your backswing more active and engage your lower body more. Yeah, that way, you will be able to use your lower body for speed generation.
Okay.
And then mainly use the arms to control the direction.
Okay.
All right. So essentially, what we'll do today is the so-called two-step swing drills.
Okay.
And it has 3 stages. So stage 1, keep your feet together. Probably you have seen this, but throw the club toward the target. Take this away step, and then backswing, forward step, and downswing.
Okay.
So let's see how you can do this. Initially, you don't have to swing hard. Just go easy and then feel the rhythm. Okay. Yeah, the timing is really good. Now then, let's increase the level of effort. So imagine you have a big piñata in front of you with a lot of treasures inside. And then when you break it, then everything is yours.
On the through swing or on the trigger motion?
No, the downswing, yeah. And then in doing that, one thing you need to pay attention to is the timing of the beginning of the downswing. Currently, it's a rush. So try to have a bit more time at the top. So imagine a clock spring. So when you turn it, then the tension will build, right? So you have good tension built here, and then let it go. So while the motion should be reasonably fast, but have more time up there. So no rushed downswing. Okay? And then in order to do that, your trigger motion should be more rigorous.
Okay.
Instead of just bringing here. The timing is very good right now. The tempo you're using is really good, but have more active.
Trigger motion. Okay.
That will give you good active backswing, and then downswing.
When I do that, okay, active here, that makes me active here. On the active, if it automatically makes my backswing active, do I need to still think of prolonging my backswing, or will it automatically?
No. The speed of backswing should be fast, but have more time up here.
Okay. So 2 separate things.
Yeah.
Got it.
Motion should be fast, but have more time before you start downswing. Yes, like that. You can slow down the trigger motion a little bit. What happens is when you have a quick trigger motion, then you tend to also rush even in the backswing. It's a good speed motion, but it doesn't mean you rush. Again, the motion was a bit too small. So let's say bring the club about here, okay, and then use a reasonable tempo. Yes, okay. Now, on the way down, you're shifting this way too much. So that can cause some impact issues.
Okay.
During the downswing, when your body shifts too much, then while you're turning, your body shifting, then that may lead to an inconsistent shot. So, in other words, you have to finish shifting early on, and then in the downswing, mainly.
Finish shifting early on. Okay, so if I finish, you mean at the backswing, I need to be here sooner?
Yeah.
And how do I keep my backswing, how do I delay my backswing if I...
So think about it. So how is it possible? So first, in order to have a good shift this way, then you have to have a good shift away. Shift away, and then you will be able to return, right? And also, when you return, it's called the recentering. During the recentering, you can have a bit more time. So it's not complete stop, but using the recentering, still you are delaying the turn, but your body is still moving.
Okay.
So when you have a good recentering, then you will be able to kick the ground and simply turn around. So
I can keep going.
yeah, and that recentering motion should be part of the backswing. So end of the backswing, you will have this recentering motion, instead of having that motion after you start the downswing.
Let's say that again for me, please.
So this recentering motion should be the outcome of your backswing. The backswing and the shift like this, instead of backswing here and then try to shift with the turn. Yeah. But you don't have to actually shift it that much. So let's do the steps again. So stage one. But what should happen is, for you, it's good enough to have good recentering. Instead, you don't have to shift a lot that way. So shift away and then recenter.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so that you can put more weight on your left side in the downswing. That's all you need. So you don't have to shift left that much. So it's a small step, and then also, the step is not intentional reach out. Rather, if you just let the body go and then drop your foot. Yep. And then make sure that in the downswing, once you start the turn, mainly push the ground, lift the hip, and then turn around instead of letting your body moving this way too much.
When I start to turn on the downswing?
Downswing, just to try to push the ground with your left leg,
So I'm
and then turn. Yeah. Again. And yeah, the flow is good. And then when you start the downswing turn, try to keep your back more toward the target. So sort of delay opening. Yeah, so naturally when you have good recentering motion, then you will be able to keep the back toward target. And then try to bring the club this way and then swing through instead of going a bit outward and turning. So go to the top position here. And then try to bring this down this way. Then
with my hands? With arms?
the arms, naturally, it doesn't have to be rigorous pull. When you come down this way, you don't have to open the chest early.
Oh, okay. So I need to feel this?
Yeah, and then you can keep the swing plane more shallow. So coming down this way and then throw the arms and club. Or watch from this direction. So, yeah.
This guy? So when I'm recentering, that should happen at the same time as this?
No. Recenter. After recentering, then you start turn. Oh, one thing here's important is that this is called the shun rhythm, shift turn rhythm. In the same direction, you will have to shift first and then turn. You have to separate the shift and turn.
Okay.
But at the end of the turn, you should have shift in the opposite direction that can be overlapped. So for the same direction, you must separate shift and turn, but the turn at the end and then the next shift should be overlapped. So when you in order to throw the club in the trigger motion, you should have initial shift and then turn.
So initial shift this way on the trigger motion.
Yeah.
So
Everything you will basically have in each direction. You have a shift first, and then followed by turn. Okay, and then the degree of shift, it depends on, the speed of motion usually. In the trigger motion, it's not that fast, so you don't expect a lot of shift. But even when you have a good shift, good trigger motion, still you have to have a little bit shift, and then turn.
Okay.
And then you have to change the direction. But at the end of this turn here, you will already start shifting.
But that's the trigger motion. That
Yeah,
you're referring to.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
During the turn of the trigger motion, at the end, you will already start shifting this way. Then it will be
Recentering this way.
overlapped. Yes, overlapped. And then, so when you have a recentering this way, then this is completed, and then later it will follow. So we'll have turn. And then as the backswing progresses here, you will start shifting this way. And then when the shift is done, then you will start turn. So in each direction, you have to separate shift and then turn. But when you change the direction, at the end of the turn, and that the next shift motion will overlap.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. How should I turn? Should I be? I don't know how I really don't.
Turn is coming from your lower body.
Here?
So yeah, what you need to do is when you push the ground with the leg like this, as you do, then the hip joint will move up. With this, pelvis will turn, and then shoulder will turn. So really, in order to turn, you have to have good push. Then automatically you will turn. Push and then.
And what about on the backswing?
The same thing. The same thing during the backswing. So initially you will shift it this way,
Okay.
and then push the ground with the right leg. With this, you will turn, and then come back here.
So I need to turn and then. So this hip pump, I feel like it's going up.
Yeah. So the right hip should go up. With that, you will turn. And then you don't intentionally lower your body. So currently, by lowering your body intentionally, you lost the timing. Okay. The lowering will come automatically after this push and then automatic lowering. So instead of try to lower your body, then you will lose the timing.
Feet together or just
Fit together, stage one. Just at this point, just remember, on the way down, try to have a bit shallower club path on the way down, so that you can use these muscles here. When it comes down this way, then swing, you're using these muscles. But if it is a bit steeper, then you tend to use arm muscles.
Okay, can I accomplish that by just trying to eliminate my hands altogether?
You have to still use your arms, but later, toward the end, you will add your arm motion and the wrist motion. Okay? So initially, you will use the body to start the turn. You intentionally lowered your body. So instead, feel that you're having good push. When you have a good push, then automatically after that you have lowering.
So I don't understand this push. So push off the ground?
Not off the ground. You are using this leg. So always when you turn, you will use the leg to push and then turn at the same time. So just a push here, and then push. It doesn't have to be jerky push. If you really have a weight on your side, then just the active push, but it doesn't mean jerky push. Just okay. So I think I'm making it too complex. Right now, just to feel the flow. And then as you swing back and forth with the stage 1, all you need to feel is a little bit of a vertical rhythm like this, like a little bit of bouncing action.
Okay.
That's all you need.
Okay, I got that.
Again, just to feel the rhythm. Mm-hmm. Again, have a bit more time at the top. Have a bit more time at the top. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's better timing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's better timing. Yes, that timing is a lot better. So you don't have to fight. You don't intentionally try to pull the club down. So allow good amount of time up there. Mm-hmm. And on the way down, if you look at this carefully, on the way down, you tend to turn this way a bit early. So remember, on the way down, instead of bringing this and then opening the body this way, try to bring more this way. See if you can do this. Just to go up here, and then start the downswing with the back toward the target, and then bringing your arms down.
And then physically bring my arms down?
Yeah,
okay.
arms down, while still your shoulders are closed.
Okay.
And see how it goes. Yes. That's good. That's good. So what happens is when you do this, when you have a bit shallower pad coming down, it will delay opening of your shoulders, and also as you come down this way, you will keep your hands a bit closer to your body. With that, when you turn, you start engaging these muscles here.
Okay.
Instead of using the arms. So when you have a faster tempo, and also when you open the chest a bit early, what happens is a lot of arm motion here. But when you bring it down this way, and then swing through, then you start using these more, and also left leg more.
Okay.
So just to try, let's make it simple again, just to do what you just did.
Okay.
Stage one. Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, this is good.
Okay, so that shallows it out. But I don't feel like I'm using any lower body. I feel like I'm just...
Naturally, by dropping here and then turning, you are naturally engaging these more. Yeah. Particularly when you try to swing hard, then you will see. You will feel that. So I think that this is going pretty good. And then now, let's use this rhyme or the grunt or whatever. So, and then you have exaggerated ooh during the backswing. Okay. So that way you can control how much time you have at the top.
Steps.
Stage one. Ooh. Yes. And then you can add a little bit of wrist motion as well. So on the way down, let it go.
Yeah, and my still tense here at the wrist.
Yeah, when you start using your wrist more, then the body motion actually becomes smaller, so it's easier to have really stable finish position. But so again, maintain the same thing, maintain the same thing, and this time on the way down, intentionally try to use your wrist a little bit.
Left or right, or both?
Basically, what happens is your wrist motion should be always at the end of the turn. So either both ways, during the backswing as you go here, and then finally add the wrist motion. On the way down, the same thing. Initially, body driven, downswing, and then later try to add your wrist.
So wrist comes at the end. Is that too many things to think about during the swing?
So just if you just intend to use your wrist a bit more, then it will naturally come because of your current movement pattern. It'll just come at the right time. So no need to worry about.
Should I feel my left or my right wrist
more? It doesn't really, have to be any particular side dominant, because what happens is you will bring this down here, and your body is turning, and then you are simply letting it go. So either way, but generally it'll be easier to use your right wrist because it's a pushing. So when you start using your wrist, then you don't have to have a big motion here. Because of the wrist, you have additional speed, but your body will slow down, so you have a really stable finish position. Yep. Again, the grunt. And also, wait. So when you do swing, try to put more effort in the backswing, the wind-up part. Then downswing will be automatically active. So you don't have to put a lot of effort in the downswing.
Okay.
That way you can have better control.
Okay.
When you try to put a lot of effort in the downswing, that causes trouble because near the impact, you will still force the club to move certain ways. But when you have a good wind up here, and then during the downswing, let the club go, then you will have a lot better impact.
And the effort is just faster? That just means just faster?
Faster and then more active turn. So good wind up, and on the way down, just to think that you are using only 80% of your effort, okay? So if you have to put more effort, then it's gotta be the backswing.
Okay.
Stage one. Yes. And then this time open the chest a bit early. So again, try to keep it closed. Keep your back toward the target on the way down. Initially.
Okay.
Yeah, this time you opened it a little bit early. But now, by having more active backswing, your downswing looks really good. Okay. So again, stage one. Yeah, so when you have a reasonable amount of time up there, then what happens is you will let your body shift at a good enough shift here, and then be able to.
You don't have to force it.
Yeah, you don't have to really intentionally move that way.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, good wind up. Okay. Yeah, now I'll record this. So when I say go and then take swing, ready, go. Now I will record from here. So ready, go. So let's see, whether we have any difference between the initial swing and the current swing. So this is your initial swing. Can you see the difference?
It's hard to, but.
This overall flow is a lot better now. You see, even during the backswing, you are using your body. So you are using the whole body in the swing. Now, if you look at this here, going up here, and then try to use your arms.
Is there, the fact that I'm doing the step drill, would that help it use the whole body like that?
So the whole purpose of these step drills are to allow you to engage your body. And then when you practice this again and again, automatically, you will start using your body more. So then later when you have a normal swing, then you will be able to take advantage of it.
Okay, on that step drill, this one here, is that using my lower body enough? So whatever I'm feeling there in the step drill is plenty?
Yeah. When you repeat this again and again, you feel comfortable. You're not rushing. You are forcing the club to move. Then that means overall timing and your body motion are well harmonized.
Okay.
But if you feel you are using a particular body more than the others, and you're rushing, you feel you're rushing, that means the timing is not right. The overall rhythm is not right, and then you're not using the whole body. But instead of that, you will more use the upper body here. So you're just shifting this way, and then try to use your arms in this case here. See now the whole body is moving. So it has good flow here. When you just to practice this, repeat this again and again, automatically it'll become your dominant movement pattern.
Okay.
So, and then this is actually what we're supposed to do. But through a learning, we're moving away from this natural movement pattern.
I agree.
That's what.
So when I feel out of time on the golf course,
it's because you are rushing. You don't have enough time for the backswing to be matured.
Should I take a step back to fix that for your post swing and just kind of do
the step drills? But eventually we'll get to stage 3. Stage 3 will be the best for that purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. So now again, stage 1 again. So this time, what do you need to remember here? What would be your main point in doing stage 1? The overall flow is okay.
Okay.
So all you need to remember is have more time, active backswing, more active and the rigorous turn during the backswing, and then with that have a bit more time up there, and on the way down you don't have to put a lot of effort because already you are in good initial condition. So you'll be able to, do really active downswing. And in the downswing, don't try to manipulate the club motion. So develop enough speed and then let the club go.
Just let it go?
Yeah, then the wrist motion will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So active backswing on the back.
And they have more time up there, then your body will automatically do the rest.
Okay, and then on the downswing, after the shift, everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And during so remember, while you are doing the step drills, always try to have a feel of a little bit of a vertical action like this. So instead of just going horizontally here, up, up, up. So when you push, then this hip will go up. So up, up, and then up. This feel. So a little bit of vertical, bouncing action. When you have that feel, then overall rhythm will be really good. So try to feel. It doesn't have to be a lot of upward motion, but just to feel the rhythm, slightly up motion. Yep. And then the trigger motion, in order to have a good backswing and then rigorous turn, you have to use the trigger motion for that. So have good trigger motion and then bring it back actively. That doesn't have to be that high, but the main thing is if it is a short one like this, then you tend to also rush here. So the timing wise,
What about head movement?
moving your head is not a problem, but when you move the body while you are doing the downswing turn, that causes trouble. So what should happen is that even during the downswing, when you push the ground with your left leg, it should be downward and also outward. Push this way. That will limit your body motion that way. So when you have a reasonable recentering here, during the backswing here, and then simply kick the ground outward, then it will limit your body motion. The same thing during the backswing, if you push outward well, then you don't have to move your upper body out that much, because what will happen is this one here. Yes. So imagine a cone-shaped space here. Your pelvis can move more here. Your head does not move that much if you push outward. By pushing outward, the forces will act this way. It will confine your upper body motion within this space.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
No,
So when do I need to do that? Do I need to worry about that now?
When you take a step will give you the right timing for that. When you take a step and just a push, step and push. That's why we're doing this step.
Okay.
So imagine with this, push. If you take small steps, push. This is all you need. Your pelvis and the legs are moving actively, but your head is not moving laterally that much.
So it's
Just all you need to worry about is just pushing the ground when you take a step. And then do not try to lower the body like this. Just push up. And also, in order to have an easy push and then match everything, when you swing, your feel should be more pushing and throwing out the arms and club instead of pulling it down. So drop it, and then throw it out. When you have that feel, automatically you will be able to push the ground with your left leg better.
So you still want me to?
It's dropping, but not active pull.
Okay.
Or it's just a pat. Instead of going out by turning the shoulders, just to follow this pat. But that doesn't mean you're pulling. Just to change the pat,
If I delay my turn more, will it automatically drop it?
Yeah, because when you keep your back toward the target, then you cannot move your arm this way. You have to come down this way. Okay. So, but again, always your goal is, even during the backswing, try to push the arms and club out On the way down, also try to push the club out. Then automatically you will be able to push the ground better with the leg.
Push it out?
Yeah, out. Try it. So stage one, still stage one. Then naturally, when you try to push out, then what happens, you will be able to use your wrist better, and also you will be able to move the hip higher.
Push out where? Am I saying?
No, what I'm saying is instead of focusing on pulling this down, bring here and then try to push out. Let it go out.
Out that way? Out
No.
Target?
Now out this way. Okay. That means that instead of pulling, you try to push. So when you naturally try to let the arms and club go by pushing, then you tend to use your left leg better. Okay. Because that way actually the whole body moves more harmoniously. And then I said that the path should be shallower. That doesn't mean you are throwing the club this way. Still you have to throw it this way. Okay. Maintain the swing plane this way. Okay. But instead of try to pull it hard, drop and then let it go. Yeah. And are you shifting your body a lot this way, or?
Kind of like going on right now. How much?
Just currently the overall flow is good.
Okay.
But now, when you take the step and then using the trigger motion and everything, then automatically certain things happen. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. And also, particularly when you start trying to push out, automatically you will have more time here. The reason is, when you try to pull, then as it goes, and then try to quickly pull it down before your body is ready. But when you try to push, from here you cannot push, right?
So, okay, yeah, that's, okay, I'm kind of lost. So you're saying push on the backswing?
Both ways.
So I need to push
my
out.
Hands,
push the club head, what?
Push out, push the arm out, or the throw arms out, instead of pulling it here, out here. With that, you will be able to add the wrist motion at the end.
Okay.
On the way down, the same thing. As you come down, try to push and then use your wrist. So again, instead of pulling and try to hit something hard, rather try to hit something with the pushing action. You try to lower your body intentionally. That causes timing issue. That lowering has to come from natural push on this side and then automatically you will lower. Instead of on the way, when you start the downswing, try to lower your body. This causes
okay, so I'm doing
mistiming.
that, so try not, don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, don't try to drop your body intentionally. All you need is a good push during the backswing. So push here, and at the end of the push, you will have this recentering motion. At the same time, your body will drop. This is commonly causing trouble in these days. When instructors now learn that we have to use the lower body a lot, then they misinterpret it. So
they what?
Misinterpret the idea. So they promote something like this on the way down. But again, when you intentionally try to drop the body, you lose the timing. So it should come from this good push, and then automatically you will drop your body. So all you need to worry about is just the push using your legs.
So, okay, so my trigger motion's here, I'm here.
And going back and just the push the ground. No need to leave the ground. Just using your knee and then just the push. Just the raise. Now, this is why I don't want to explain all this, because it'll just complicate it. Yeah. When you have this two-step swing drill, you automatically have it. Okay?
Okay.
But as soon as I mention anything about recentering, dropping, then you intentionally try to do it. So all you need to is imagine this. When you walk, just to push out, push out, push out. This is all you need. No need to intentionally drop the body. Okay? As long as you have a good push using the steps are designed to allow you to push. So if you have a good steps here, then automatically you have everything. So you don't have to worry about lowering. Just take the step actively. That's all you need.
Okay.
Yes. So a good push in the back. Both ways. And then also in the downswing, at the end of downswing, let the arms go a bit farther away and higher. Instead of just snapping and then coming here, let it go. Yeah, make it a bit bigger. Yes. Yeah, so essentially what's happening here is you will just let the arms and club go, and then let the club head hit the ball, instead of try to snap and try to quickly pull it in.
Okay.
So when this happens, near the impact, you're forcing the club motion. So that's why you have inconsistent shots.
Okay.
But when you have a good speed generation here, using the body, and then when you let it go, then the club will develop a lot of speed, and then it will just hit the ball. You're not forcing the club to do anything near the impact.
Okay. And again,
Just let it go. Just let it go. Yes. I think your flow is really good now. So without trying to do things intentionally, just to feel this rhythm, when you repeat this again and again, you will be able to find the best flow. Yeah. When you feel really comfortable in doing this, that means that's your natural movement pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I'm trying to force this or something different, that's when I'm doing it too much.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying not to explain too much, because I realized that recently, through all these sessions, the more I explain things, the more I ask, it just complicates the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the golfer get confused.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to sort of simplify this.
it.
And then the two-step swing drills are actually designed to do all these things. So first, let the rhythm take over your swing, and then if you just follow, automatically you will develop natural movement. And then if you think you're moving your body too much that way, then during the downswing, by pushing the ground outward more, you will be able to limit this lateral motion.
Okay, what about the back motion?
Backswing, the same thing. But in the backswing, actually, generally what happens is you have less shift than necessary. So you tend to limit the
Okay, I understand.
the lateral motion during the backswing. So in the backswing, it's okay to shift more, shift the pelvis more. Then with that, it'll be easier to recenter.
Okay.
But on the way down, during the downswing, if your body shifts too much,
Wide open face.
then that causes inconsistent, shot. So that's the only thing you need to worry about. So it's okay to shift more during the backswing. And then try to push the arms and club out instead of pulling it down. Pulling it down causes a rushed downswing, always. And then when you don't have enough base shift, then it's an arm-driven swing. But just let it go, then that club head will have enough speed and it will just hit the ball, so you don't force anything. Yeah, And then let it go, and then have just a stable finish up here. Make the motion all continuous. So instead of go abruptly up, and then relax, and then try to come down, make everything continuous. Make everything continuous. Yeah. And then give me the hardest swing you can have. Three swings. Stage 1. And then you rushed a little bit. So have a good timing in the trigger motion. Yes, that was better. Now I'll record this again. So give me, you can say instead of ooh, 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 Vijay Singh. Okay? Ooh, ooh, Vijay Singh. Yeah, like that. So, okay, ready? Ready, go. Yeah, that will give you natural flow. Natural flow. If you repeat this swing again and again, it'll be yours. No intentional effort to do anything. Okay? So ready, go. So what matters is just the overall flow here. So definitely you're using your body more now compared to this. So you can see the overall flow of motion is a lot better.
Okay.
So during the backswing, using more active backswing here. So the whole body is engaged in the during backswing. That's why you can also use your body in the downswing. And you will see that when you repeat this swing more and more, that you will feel that you're using your lower body more and more.
Okay.
So now let's go to stage 2. In stage 2, we'll eliminate the first step.
Okay.
So use a slightly narrow stance, and then give some room for the second step, but no first step. Okay. The rest should be the same. And again, rushed, because this trigger motion was small, and then you quickly try to bring it back. That's why. So this tempo is really important. And also when you do the trigger motion, it's not just the simple wrist motion here, but rather use your whole body. Again, a rhythmic motion. Again, slightly up and down motion with this ooh, ooh, and ooh. Yeah, so even in the trigger motion, when you use your body, then during the backswing, you will use your lower body more. On the way down, you will use your lower body more.
Okay.
So you are just triggering all these things, this chain effect. Yes. That way, you will be able to engage your lower body more and more. Yes. And then try to let the arms go a bit higher in the downswing.
What am I doing?
Snapping around. So let it go out. So again, stage 2. Yeah, that vertical rhythm, better. I like it. This time rushed. You try to use your upper body a lot.
Yeah, so when you have me push out there like that, that's,
No,
I feel like I'm using my
it's,
hands.
it's just let the arms and club go instead of try to force it. That means let it go, let it go. Okay. Yeah, just when you, again, repetition is the best way to
With the steps.
practice. Yeah. So use all these, so we have 3 stages, but use all these stages, differently. You can have stage 1 and stage 3, go to stage 2, or you can change the order. But when you play with the step drills a lot, then automatically you will have that rhythm in your swing. So you don't have to intentionally try to have that rhythm.
Okay.
Because this will allow you to go back to what we are supposed to do, what's inscribed in our DNA. So this is not something we're inventing something new, but rather we are going back to what we're supposed to do. Okay? So again, stage 2. So in order to swing hard, in downswing, you have to have a
Shift back.
active wind up. So instead of try to put a lot of effort down here, try to turn more rigorously. That's just something you have to really understand.
Turn with torso. I mean with.
No, so have a more good wind up here. Yeah. So that wind up will give you really active downswing. So you don't have to use your arms a lot to hit the ball hard in the downswing if you have a good wind up in the back at the end of the backswing. No, the trigger is too small, and then you lost the timing.
Yeah.
The trigger motion should be ooh, 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 ooh.
Trigger motion should be preparing for
That motion,
left,
yeah.
almost left.
But if this is completed too quickly, then you will also rush this way, also rush everything. So you should have enough time in this one. And have a bit bigger motion here. Have a bigger motion.
Where? Trigger?
Trigger. Okay, now let me just record the stage 2 and then we'll move on to stage 3. I think stage 3 will be a lot better to work with. So, ready? We use a bit wider stance. You can go a bit wider. Okay, ready? Go. Ready? Go.